Hi, Phyllis here from southernfrugal.com. Tonight I'm going to make some soup in my Vitamix machine. Now I've read the books, I've read the instructions, but I'm still not sure I know what I'm doing. But anyway, I'm just going to go with one of my recipes, and I'm going to sort of fashion it after one of the recipes in the book as far as the timing goes. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cook. This is green bell peppers, just a handful because they were frozen. I keep them frozen in the freezer. One sort of medium purple onion, and these are just the tops of some celery, and with the leaves and everything. So I'm going to cook those in the microwave on high for about 3 minutes. And once those get done or really softened up and cooked, we'll be back. Okay, my onions and green bell pepper and celery I think are just about ready. About 20 more seconds. Alright, I'm going to use some Great Northern beans, and these did come from Aldi, and they don't have any pork in them or anything like that. They're just Great Northern beans, water, and salt. And I'm going to use some diced tomatoes. That also is from Aldi, and that does have salt in it, so we won't be adding any extra salt. Alright, my my onions, bell pepper, and celery are done, or at least as done as they're going to be. Now I did put just a little bit of olive oil in that, just because, I don't know why. Alright, so, and the other thing I'm going to use is a little bit of Old Bay seasoning. I just simply happen to really like this. And I'm going to go ahead and add 2 cups of water, and I did just get some hot water. I thought it might help everything along. So I'm going to go ahead and add the 2 cups of water first. And I'm sort of going by some of the recipes that I saw, the order they added things. It looked to me like they were adding the more liquid things first. So I'm going to go ahead and put in the whole can of tomatoes, and I'm going to add about 3/4 of the can of these Great Northern beans. A little more. And then I'm going to go ahead and add in my celery, onions, and bell peppers. I'm just going to rake those in. Onions overboard there. And of course, these onions and bell peppers are still pretty hot. I'm just trying to see if I can make a homemade soup in about 10 minutes, because I think I can do it in this machine. Alright, we're just going to go ahead and throw those in that dropped. So now, what I'm going to do is, once it starts steaming at the top, when I put the lid on it, this is my understanding of everything anyway. So I'll put the lid on it. You see I've got my book open there because I want to make sure that I get this right. Make sure my lid's secure. Alright, and I do have to plug it up. I keep seeming to forget that. Alright, now I'm going to start it out on, 1 on the variable speed. This makes me nervous every time I cut this on. Yeah, I know y'all are laughing at the way I'm using this thing, but, I can't help it, okay? I think I'm going to go ahead and put my seasoning in now, too. So I'm really just only going to use a teaspoon of this Old Bay seasoning. We'll see how that goes. Pretty hefty teaspoon. And this has some garlic, red pepper, and celery seed ground up, and paprika, and other spices, and they don't tell you what the other spices are, but anyway, I like the seasoning, and I think it will go well in this. Now, the Great Northern beans, I put those in there. First of all, I want it creamy, and the other reason is, in a 1/2 cup, there's 6 grams of protein, so this is like meat, really. So this is going to be a vegan soup or a vegetarian soup. No animal products in it at all. All right, so here we go. All right, let me let y'all see. All right, I'll turn it around. Now this morning we had a little accident with it, with the green smoothie, so hopefully that won't happen this time. All right, I think I'll turn it around. Can I turn it around? No, I shouldn't turn it around. I should leave it right there. All right, so we've got it plugged up. I've got it on 1. I better get my timer, just a minute. And my understanding is it has to go for 5 to 6 minutes. So I'm just going to set my timer for really 5 minutes and see if it's, steaming up the little, they say the steam will come out here when it's ready and good and hot. So we're going to see. And in the meantime, these are some of those butter streusel rolls, and I'm going to go ahead and just warm those up so we can each have one of those and a little bowl of soup. All right, wish me luck. Here goes. I always feel like I need to hold it, but I guess I really don't. All right, so we started out on, turn it on and have it on 1. Then I'm going to quickly turn it up. Then I'll flip it up to high. 5 minutes. We'll be back when the time is up, okay? We'll be back. Okay, they said it would be done when steam was coming out the top, and steam is coming out the top of it now, and I actually let it run for 6 minutes. So now I'm going to add the rest of these little Great Northern beans. And I'm also going to add some chopped cilantro. So, I guess we better be careful because this is really hot. Smell of it. It smells great. Alright, so I'm going to put these rest of these beans in there, just so we have a little something solid. And we're going to put the cilantro right in. Alright. So now, I think that I'm supposed to turn it on 1, have it on variable speed, and just turn it on for a minute. And it just mix up a little bit. And of course it'll be heating up those extra beans. I'll turn it up just a little bit. Alright, I think I need to stir it around a little bit. I don't really want it to grind up all those beans. It smells great. Alright, I think that's about it. Turn it on a little bit more. There, that might have ground up my beans, I don't know. But anyway, we're going to give it a try. Now it's interesting that I'm warming up my rolls, and this is already done before the rolls are ready, and they're in there for 10 minutes. So this is going to work pretty good. I'm going to have to taste of this right out of the container. Now, I didn't want my cilantro ground up. I just wanted it in there. Too hot. it's good. It's good. All right, and it's plenty salty. Don't need to add any extra salt. So we're just waiting for the rolls to get done. I gotta tell you, it's good. And I think this really makes a difference, that Old Bay seasoning. And I wish I could tell you everything that's in it, but they kind of, you know, hide some of the stuff that's in it. They don't want you to know, because then you'd produce it yourself, right? All right, so I'm going to pour this up in the bowls, and we've got about 3 more minutes on the little rolls, and I'll plate it up, and we'll be back. Got to fix us some tea. All right, here comes the soup. It's very hot. Got enough for another serving, so this would have made at least 3 servings, maybe 4 if you had children. Okay, here it is with the little butter streusel roll. Those are homemade rolls I made a couple of weeks ago. I did a video on them, and I just freeze them, and then when we get ready to have one, I take them out, put them in the little toaster oven. So, I have not been disappointed in this Vitamix. It is one amazing machine. Let me go back here. There. Alright, so all I did was look at some of the recipes in the book, sort of so I could understand the timing of it. It certainly is hot. It's still steaming. I don't know if y'all can see this one or not, but it's still steaming, so it's really too hot to eat right now. The soup is delicious. And I would attribute that to the Old Bay seasoning, which is great, and also with the Great Northern beans. I mean, whoever knows what to do with Great Northern beans, right? I mean, you think of that, is this what poor people eat all the time? I don't know. They don't have much of a taste, but they do thicken up the soup, and then when you add the tomatoes to it, it gives it a little bit of a punch, and the celery and onions and bell pepper are in there. So it really tastes great, okay? I will post this recipe down below. So this was my very first soup in my Vitamix, and I think it's turned out great. So I'm not even going to tell Mr. Bucky what's in it, because if he ever hears that anything I fix has tomatoes in it, he always says he loves it. Now, I don't think you can tell this has got tomato. You can't tell what it is, so I'm just not going to tell him, and I'm going to see what he says. I want his honest opinion. And a lot of times I think he doesn't want to hurt my feelings if he doesn't like something. But if he says, well, yeah, it's good, then I know he doesn't like it. But if he says, this is great, then I know he likes it. Or this is delicious, then I know. All right, so we're going to go ahead and eat our supper now. And I'm going to try to load this tonight. I had some trouble. I had several other videos I loaded today. I couldn't get the thumbnails right. It just really wasn't a pretty thing. I don't know what YouTube was doing, what was going on with them, but anyway, hopefully I can get this one loaded and get it loaded right. All right, so we will see y'all, I guess, tomorrow morning for our green smoothie. All right, see you later. I forgot to give you a close-up of the soup. There it is. All right, see you later. There's the other one. It's still steaming, so we got to let it cool a little bit before we start eating it. All right, see you tomorrow morning.